All right, hello. Welcome back to this channel with just a few videos on it. A couple weeks ago, I reached out and I asked for some ideas about videos that you might like to see, hear me do about. And one of the ones that I got a lot of requests for is just a quick Q&A tutorial type thing about fostering kittens. So that's going to be my first video. It's also perfect time of year. If you don't know what kitten season is, you can look it up, but basically this is the time of year that a lot of cats that are outdoor cats get pregnant and start having kittens. And it's really important to help stop that cycle by spaying and neutering pets so that they don't have kittens where kittens are not needed. So I have 5 different tips that I'm going to give y'all today. I can elaborate on any of them if you have any questions. I'm certainly not an expert, but I have a lot of experience from fostering the past couple of years. So, number 1, contact your local shelter. No matter where you live, there is an animal shelter that probably needs help with something. So contact them first and see what you can do to help them. In some communities, doing trap, neuter, return, and I can make another video about that. That's something that people need help with, but there's almost always a need for people to foster kittens, and this is the time of year that starts to get gearing up, specifically on into May and June. July, those are usually the very busy months where there are a lot of kittens that need help with homes. So how much space do I need to foster kittens? You don't need a lot of space at all. I've done it several different ways myself. At this point in my life, I have some room where I have an extra room where I can keep kittens, but I usually keep them in a dog kennel, kind of a medium size dog kennel, like fits my black lab, and that way the kittens can kind of see and experience life inside your house without being loose, at least until they're bigger and you want to let them out. Kittens don't require a whole lot of space at all. You can have kittens to foster in a bathroom, a walk-in closet, an extra bedroom, the corner of your living room. Like I said, I kind of like the larger dog kennel. That's kind of my favorite kitten fostering containment system at this point. So, and again, that helps with the socialization of the kittens with your resident cats or your resident dogs, etc. And I can also talk about resident cats and how to make sure that they're taken care of. That's something, if you want me to talk more about, I can talk more about that also. One thing that I wish I had known early on was about keeping a log of kitten weight. So kittens, if this is your first time fostering, I would recommend trying to foster kittens that were about 6 weeks old, 5 or 6 weeks old. You're starting to get out of kind of, I don't want to say the danger zone, but the bigger kittens get, the easier they are to take care of and the less you have to worry about issues. But one of the easiest ways to kind of ensure that your kittens are happy and healthy is their activity level, but also tracking their weight. So by getting a small digital scale, which is like the kind of scale you would get to weigh out food, it's perfect for weighing kittens, and that way at least once a day weigh them and you can track their weight to make sure that they are gaining a little bit of weight each day. As long as they're gaining a little weight each day and not losing, that's always a really good sign. So a digital scale, and those are not too terribly difficult to pick up at like whatever local farm store you have, or like Walmart or Target or something like that. Cleaning is definitely something that I feel like people need to be aware of when you have kittens. They do make a little bit of a mess. Will say I feel like during the months that I have kittens, I'm actually better at cleaning my cat's litter boxes, because whereas I usually do that like every other day, if I have kittens, I'm cleaning that up every day, so I may as well scoop my cat's boxes too. There is a kind of cat litter that is like a pellet litter that's really easy for kittens to use the bathroom on, and they are not as likely to try to eat it. And that is something that kind of helps with cleaning up after kittens. You just put a little bit in the pan and then dump the whole pan out instead of trying to scoop. But realistically, if you have 4 or 5 kittens, you're probably going to have to clean at least 30 minutes a day. I would say realistically, whether that's cleaning up their litter stuff or picking up their food dishes, their toys, sweeping up because they'll kick stuff all over the place, cleaning up tipped over water bowls, even if you have the flat bottom ones. They're like little tiny toddlers. They're kind of messy, but they're so fun. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about is something that I always get asked about, like, how do you not get attached? And you do. You get attached. You get a little bit attached. I guess the one thing that I always remember is if I kept all of the kittens that I felt attached to, I wouldn't be able to foster more kittens. Sometimes when I have kittens that I'm very attached to, I need a little bit of time to kind of recover after they're big enough to go and be adopted. Sometimes I feel the opposite way. There have been times when I've been really, sad that I'm giving kittens up and I just get another batch the same day that I drop some off back at the animal shelter. It just kind of depends, but you will get attached and that's okay. You just have to understand that you don't get to keep every kitten forever. But I will say that it is a good time to think about the people in your life that might want a kitten or a cat. This is a great season for finding animals. I recommend cats going in pairs of 2. On the surface, that seems like it would be a whole lot more of an expense, and it is an expense in the long run as far as like vet care and stuff goes, but for the happiness of your animals, having a pair, especially a bonded pair that's from the same litter, is an amazing opportunity for your animals to get to have a friend for life. And so looking for people who you can get to adopt your animals is really fun. I've had that happen several times. I think I have maybe 4 friends who have kittens that have been fosters of mine that I've been able to find people to adopt. Then you get to keep up with them through social media, etc., and you get to see them living their happy life. One thing I want to go back and mention, so I said contact your shelter. You can do it in a small space. Get a scale so you can log weight. Be aware that you're going to have to clean, and don't be worried about attachment. But I want to go back and talk real quick about the shelter. Shelters have a variety of support that you can get. Some shelters, like the Lincoln County shelter, where I live in North Carolina, we have an amazing shelter that pretty much provides everything but the love. I go there and they provide litter, food, toys, litter boxes, pretty much there's Peppy. Hello Peppy. Hi. They provide pretty much anything you could possibly need for your kittens. Other communities don't have that kind of, those kind of donations. So sometimes you have to provide some of the things on your own, but vet care should almost always be included. So I don't ever have to worry about, if a kitten needs to go to the vet for something, I contact the foster coordinator and they are able to help take care of that at our local vet. So reach out to your local shelter, ask for their coordinator for fostering or volunteering, and I can almost guarantee you that there will be somebody there who is looking to have help with some kittens. So I hope this video was helpful. Peppy is the best foster brother ever. He is a pit mix that doesn't necessarily look like he would love kittens, but kittens are just about his favorite thing. He's the very best. So if you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments.